Chris, are you going to introduce me?
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Chris. I'm the CEO here at Leeloo. And right before we get going, though, I want to be sure we are good on the sound quality. So I'm going to let some people join us and let me know once they're here. And if you're here, let me know and let me know if you can hear me okay. So, and then I'll bring in our special guest speaker for today's section on the second part of our demo day with Jody. So I'll introduce her here in a few minutes. Just want to get sure we get confirmation that people can hear me first. We're good on that, and once that's good, we'll bring her in. So I'm just gonna let you guys give you guys a minute here to join. We just got done talking to BK, who's a friend of mine, a personal friend of mine, and a mentor, um, my training mentor to me. So I'm already seeing people jumping in. Awesome. Great to see you guys again. Thank you so much. Sorry that took a little longer. I had to run, get some coffee, do a couple push-ups, get mentally and physically prepared for this because I know I want to be all in. So, all right. Let's see here. TX says hello. Audio's good. Rap Poker says good morning. Trade Together says hello again. Jason says hello. Rap Poker is trying to be funny and says I hear no audio. And then he says just kidding. That is not funny. Funny. You're welcome. Okay. So it looks like we're in the right path, guys. So let me bring in here in just a minute, Jody. So we're showing her chart here, so you guys should be able to see that. So thank you so much, guys. We had like over 80 something people watching at one time, or at least when I was looking at the numbers on the earlier call with BK. So thank you so much for hanging out, for joining us, and for joining us on Leeloo's Demo Day 2023. I am excited about it, and I have got the opportunity to listen to BK in the previous call and still learning many, many things. And I was able to still learn many things this morning. And I'm excited about today's call with Jody as I look forward to learning more about patience and the patience when it comes to trading specifically. And so it's going to be really exciting. So, but I already see many people jumping in. So the drum roll is ready. According to Rap Poker, TX says, "Love the chart setup already. It's gonna be exciting, guys." So let me get that going. So, ladies and gentlemen, from all over the world, uh, let me introduce to you Jody, who is the founder of Leeloo and a natural leader in everything. She has done so many things that if I was to list it here, we will run out of time. But just when you think about incredible people, you think about people like Jody. And I say that in the most humble way possible. And I say that in not just as a friend to Jody, not just as a colleague, but someone who looks up to her in many ways. And if I had a daughter, I would love for her to look up to Jody as well as a role model for being a leader in the industry, not just for females, but just for anyone, period. So, ladies and gentlemen, Jody, how you doing? How's Montana?
I'm doing great, and yeah, it's pretty darn nice in Montana this year. We've had tons of rain, so that's kind of nice. So yeah, maybe a little bit of flooding, tons of rain, but we'll take all the rain we can get because we don't always get enough. So yeah, and Chris, I gotta say, you are made for radio. Yeah, I don't know if there's a better entertainer out there. You do a great job.
Well, that's what the TV people told me. They're like, "You're more of a radio person." So I didn't know what that meant. But thank you so much. That's funny.
Yeah, no,
Thank
you're
you so
great.
much.
Yeah, I love your YouTube lives. I'm lucky to work with you, and yeah. So I just wanted to say hello to everyone. I've got probably about a hot 30 minutes here, and then I'll jet. But I just want to say hi. Thank you for being the best part of Leeloo, and thank you for even joining us. And if there's ever anything we can do for you, let Chris know. He and I can chat through it because the most important part of Leeloo truly is our customer. That's why we started this. That's why I started this company. And, that you are who matters. Okay. So if you ever need anything, just give us a shout. Um, so let me get into it because it is going to be a hot, quick 30 minutes. But I started trading, I don't know, 2015, and I went to a seminar, and then I just kind of started self-educating. And one thing that I think that helps somebody to become a good trader is number one, passion. No matter what you're doing in life, passion is always going to carry you forward, right? If you have a passion, you'll dump absolutely everything into it, and even though there might be obstacles, you won't see them as obstacles. You'll just see them as you know, how do I get over this? Because all you can stay focused on is absolutely your passion. And I let that carry me forward with every business I've ever developed. I let it carry me forward in fitness. I let it carry me forward in Leeloo and in my trading. So once I have a passion for something, I absolutely nothing's going to stop me from figuring it out or achieving it. So that will help you. The other thing is self-discipline. Obviously, you've heard this many times, but self-discipline to me, I'm super self-disciplined. I have been since I was a child, right? I mean, I even load the dishwasher with self-discipline. I make my bed with self-discipline, right? So that's another aspect that you really have to have as a trader, and that self-discipline will then, you know, translate to patience. Um, if you do not, in my opinion, if you do not have self-discipline, you need to practice self-discipline in your daily life before you ever enter into the market in live market, trading with Leeloo, anything. So first, I really believe you've got to practice your self-discipline. That being said, um, I wanted to share a little bit about what I do. And I can share, I'm teaching my kids, my 14 and 16-year-old, how to trade. And this is exactly what I've shown them. And it's going well for them, right? And right now, I only let them trade stocks. And I only let them put entries on a monthly chart. And what that's doing, in my opinion, is it's helping them to learn the self-discipline. It's helping them to learn the patience that, hey, you know what? You don't always have to be in the market. You can do all of your analysis ahead of time, put your orders out there on a monthly chart. And if price hits you, great. If not, there's always there's always something else out there. Right now, I'm only letting them trade stocks. And like I said, I'm only letting them trade on a monthly chart. That way they have to learn the price pattern over time, because it's not a sprint, right? It's a jog, I guess you could say, or a walk. And it really is a long-term, to me, it's long-term. I'm here to teach my kids how to make money in the market, not to teach them how to gamble. So I want them to understand how to trade on a monthly chart. I want them to understand price movement. And one thing that I did when I first started out was I would pull up replay every weekend or every night or literally every second I had. And I would replay the same chart over and over and over again, same time frame, until I knew exactly what's going to happen in the market. And I would just keep doing that on different charts, or, you know, for different instruments and different time frames, until I really felt like I had a grasp on market movement to the best of my ability at the time. Okay, so this chart right here is a monthly, and this is the exact chart I'm teaching my kids to trade on. But what I look for is I look for these pullbacks, right? I will only trade in a trend, and I watch for pullbacks. So to me, trading isn't a measuring contest. If someone else has a different strategy or someone else has a different approach that works for them, I cheer them on, and I'm super happy for them. I personally only take trend trades. I'm here to make money. I'm not here to try to be cool and not learn everything, but approach the market in various ways. I'm here to do the same thing every time, regardless, for the highest probability. So, you know, I look when the market does start pushing, right? I'm looking in the back. So when we have a push like right here, this short period right here, as it's coming up, I'm looking in the background, and I'm looking for like the top of this candle here, if you can see it. And I'm going to look even further back, and I'm going to look for congestion zones, and that's where I'm going to put my entries. Right? It's just super basic, and I'm sure it's what all of you already do anyway. But it's what I do every single time, and it works. I also have an ATR on my chart, and I got that from Simpler Trading. I John Carter. Uh, Back when I was learning to trade, I was absorbing education from everyone and every angle, as well as everywhere on the internet. And so I got this ATR, gosh, I don't know, 3, 4 years ago. I don't even remember when, but I've had it on my chart ever since, and I don't change. What I do works, and I'm not here to try to find new fancy things. So this ATR, right, it just at a basic level, I'm only going to enter if it's at the blue and below, right? That's it. And I'm going to take profit on a basic level anywhere above the blue, right? I mean, just super basic. I will add retracements and Fibonacci projections for price targets. I'll use some of that, and I do like that. But anyway, I just keep it super basic, and then I'll boil it down. I mainly trade on a monthly chart, as you all know, because I'm looking at investing long term and holding. And I really don't have time to sit at a computer anymore. I used to trade on a 5-minute chart, and I would take the same approach. And then I might boil it down into a weekly. So if I always start at the monthly chart, then I'll boil it down to a weekly. And sometimes when the conditions are right, I will even take a trade on a daily. But those are the 3 main time frames I use right now, because I don't have the time to sit in front of my computer, and this works. But I will boil it down, sometimes even down to a weekly, and of course even down to a daily.
Yeah.
So within that, I'm trying to buzz through. Yep, go ahead,
Yep,
Chris.
real quick, Jody. Sorry, just to let you know. So we do see your chart, but I can't see your mouse. So if you're
Oh,
pointing to
okay.
anything, yeah, just so you know, we can't see it. So if I think I can see my mouse in it. So if you tell me exactly if you're trying to point to something, just let me know. Just so you know, but I mean, it's not the chart is not moving, so that's good. So so if you point to something, just kind of let me know, and I can probably point it with my mouse. But you're doing a phenomenal job.
Okay.
Looks. I think we're following with you, even though there's no mouse. Just so you know, I think we're good. So
Oh,
no
okay.
problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that isn't ideal, but thanks for letting me know, Chris. And yeah, I will point that out. So so what I've stated, right, is just super basic. I keep it. I think trading needs to be simple, but I mean, it's never going to be easy, right? We all take hits, we all take losses, and anyone who doesn't tell you they take a loss is someone, in my opinion, don't trust. You have to be honest about the whole experience of it. So we all take losses, we all have wins, but the most important thing, like I said, is really self-discipline and patience, and once you find something that works, don't deviate, stick with it. So that being said, now that I've kind of shared my approach with you on a super basic level, I also add timing, because I am only ever interested in the most high probability trades. Like I said, I'm doing this to make money. I'm not doing this to measure against someone else. I'm not doing this to be cool. I'm not doing this to brag. I don't go around posting things. I'm doing this to make money for my family and I. So by having a strategy that I already utilize, what I learned about 4 years ago was the importance of timing. And the importance of timing just increases your probability so much. And for me, there's two different two different ways that I have approached timing, and I can share that with you. And just as an example, I prefer listening first to the timing on the larger, either assessing it for myself, or I have a resource that I listen to for timing that I've listened to now since 2020, when I don't have time to run the timing for myself. And I'll share that with you. But once I have added timing to a chart, I increased my probability tenfold. And now I won't trade without it. For example, right up here, when the market, here, this is the ES. I'm just looking at the ES right now.
Okay, so we're looking at the ES. All right.
So when the market was topping at around, gosh, I don't know, right around 4,500, right in that zone, there's a resource that that I've listened to, and like I said, I've been tuning in for 3 years. So and it's probability, it's not a science, so their timing is not always right. And when I personally run my own timing, it's not always going to be right. Everything's probability, not science, but it increases the success of my trades by, you said tenfold, but I would say 100-fold. But as the market was coming up and topping out, there was timing on a higher time frame chart for a rollover. And I knew right then, because I'd been practicing the same exact strategy for matching time, price and time for 3 years now, actually over 3 years. And I knew that I was going to start staying out of the market. I just wasn't going to have any interest in doing too much in the market, because I like to trade on a higher time frame chart, and that's what I have time for. So as the market was coming up into around the 4,500, 4,800 zone here in the ES, and even in the NQ, right, as it was starting to top out, they had timing for a rollover on a monthly chart. And I knew on a monthly chart that rollover then can go for months. It can go for 5-6 months. So I knew at that point in time to be super cautious. And I had, I have friends who I will, they'll want to hear my input on entries on certain stocks or ETFs or futures. And I was able to let them know, look, we could have a rollover in the market for the next 5 to 6 months. There's no science as to when that's going to start coming in, but I've been doing this long enough for the timing that I know it is going to occur. So I'm going to be cautious, and I was able to share that with them. Some people ignored it, and that was fine, because that's their choice, but they got hammered, right? We know the ES then pulled back and it's rolled over for several months. And so I luckily didn't get hammered, because I waited patiently until I had that timing turn around. And at the point that timing turned around, like, it can still push lower for another few months, even with that timing that comes in, especially on a monthly chart. But I knew that I've been following the timing long enough that it's going to roll, it's going to reverse. So I just started making sure that I had my price points on the chart based on my pullback zones. And I waited patiently, and I didn't have to get hammered by the market. Well, a lot of people were panicking and getting hammered. So that being said, I just want patience and self-discipline. And when you match timing and price, it can really improve the probability of your success. And it doesn't matter, I've run timing on a 5-minute chart, but it's just not going to be as successful, right? It's just faster, but I have done it. And you are going to get stopped out more, you are going to take more losses, but you can do it. I personally think timing works better on 15-minute chart, although you will get stopped out a little more as well. But when you add timing, or when I add timing, let me say, to anything that's 30 and 60 minutes, 90 minutes, weekly, daily, or monthly, I can tell you that over time, that probability most certainly increases, and your opportunity for success is going to massively increase. So that being said, I'm on a kind of a tight time frame here, so I'm pushing through pretty hard. One thing I use for timing is Fibonacci, and I was fortunate enough to get some one-on-one lessons from very fortunate. I don't know if she still does it. I have no idea, but it changed. It really did change the landscape for me. But what I learned was Fibonacci timing, and to run price retracements, extensions, and projections. And on price retracements, I was taught to use the ratios of 0.382, 0.50, 0.618, and 0.786. So I'll read that again. On the price retracements, I was taught to use 0.382, 0.50, 0.618, and 0.786. On the price extensions, I was taught to use 1.272, 1.618. So let me see if I have another little note here. So that's one resource that you can utilize. Carolyn does have a lot of resources on YouTube where she'll take you through her pricing tools and how she utilizes them. I know you can also find her at cmtassociation.org. I think that's the other location that she's showcasing some of her stuff now. She, like I said, she changed a lot for me in trading, and understanding how important timing is when you add it with your already successful strategy. Another timing resource that I have listened to for 3 years, and I'm not trying to push anybody, I'm just trying to offer resources, right? It's what you in the end is up to you. I'm just sharing with you what has worked for me. Dave, and his timing is not a science, but it is a probability. Or the knowledge that he shares of his timing into my analysis. And or whether you're kind of listening to David, but how you apply it is going to make a difference, right? Do you already if you do already have a successful strategy over time, that timing is just going to increase your probability. So that being said, I think I buzzed through quickly enough to help give you some resources if you want to look into them, as well as just a basics of what I do, and like I said, of what I'm currently teaching my children.
Great. Thank you, Jody. And I know we don't have a lot of time for questions, so I got one here, and we'll do this one, and then we'll call it a day. But thank you for that information. I think it was really good, and I think straight to the point. So that was really really good. And the question I got is, and I think this is I think good for anyone, is Jody, how this is from Jess. How is it juggling multiple businesses that need your constant attention?
I don't sleep. As Chris knows, I don't think Chris sleeps either. You know what? I am super high energy. I am super passionate, and I really believe we only get one life. Go for it. That's kind of my philosophy. And I don't spend my time drinking. I don't spend my time in stuff that to me isn't what matters. I spend my time on things that for me in the future are going to make a a difference for me or my kids. So I always frame what I'm doing in my life on what matters to me. And the most important things that matter to me are my children and my customers. So everything about that, I frame my everyday life around that. And yeah, and I just do it with passion. I love it. I absolutely love the fire and the fuel of moving and going and building and helping others. I love the feeling of helping others. So did that answer your question, or ask it again and I'll try to answer it better?
Yeah, no, I think that answered the question, right? How do you, because I think what people want to know, understand is like, look, it's hard to do one business. How do you do multiple businesses? And I think you answer that.
Yeah, when my mind's engaged, I'm happier. So I just love that feeling of, I like I said, helping other people, whether it's my kids, whether it's customers, whether it's and I love the idea of creating something. So for me personally, I'm super high energy, and I just love that feeling of going and moving and getting something done and achieving something for the future.
Yeah, perfect. Well, thank you, Jody. I know you're tight on time, so I appreciate you being here, and thank you for sharing your screen, and thank you for sharing just a little bit about what you do and the importance of being patient when it comes to trading. And I think that's something that everyone can work on. And so, thank you for that.
You bet, Chris. And if you have any questions, let us know. I hope it was valuable. And I can't even stress enough how important timing is when you add it to price.
Yep, perfect. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We had a great turnout. Thank you for being here. We have more on the lineup real quick. I'm going to show that up here. We have the next one is at 2 p.m. Eastern. So I hope you join us for that. And then tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, we have Richard, a real trader. And then 9 p.m. Eastern, I will end the day here with the Chris show. So be sure you hang out with that with us at that time. So thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a great day. If you're going to be joining us later, I can't wait to hang out with you later. And if not, remember all this is going to be pre-recorded. Not pre-recorded. Sorry. All this is recorded, so you can always go watch and listen later. So I appreciate all the kind words. Just Jody, so Aaron says thanks, Jody. Thank you. A lot of thank you. So thank you, Jody, for your time on that. So, all right, guys. Well, we'll let you go, Jody. I know you got to rock, but thank you, everybody, and I can't wait to see you guys later today.